There's a couple, both professionals, smart, educated, doing what they were told would lead to a good life. She works in marketing, makes about 62 grand a year. He's in IT, pulling in around 71. Together, that's roughly $133,000 a year. On paper, they're doing great. That income puts them somewhere around the top quarter of households in the US. They're not struggling. At least they're not supposed to be. They should be saving aggressively. They should be maxing retirement accounts. They should feel stable, confident, maybe even a little ahead. But that's not how it feels. Instead, they're stressed. Constantly. They're hovering around paycheck to paycheck. Maybe they've got a month or two of savings if everything goes right. And when the car broke down last month, credit card, no other option. They both work full-time, sometimes more than full-time. They're tired all the time. Weekdays blur together. Most nights they see each other for a couple exhausted hours before crashing on the couch. And here's the part that messes with your head. They didn't mess up. They got the degrees, they got the careers, they got married, they combined finances, they bought a house in a good area, they followed the plan. So why does it feel like they're barely staying afloat? Why does a household making well into six figures feel so fragile? If you've ever looked at your combined income and thought, we make way too much money to feel this broke, this is going to hit close to home. My name is Shaby, and I spend an unhealthy amount of time thinking about why two-income households today often feel worse off than single-income households did decades ago. If you're grinding alongside a partner and still wondering why it never feels like enough, you're not alone, and you're not crazy. Here's the thing no one really explains to you. We've all been sold this idea that two incomes are automatically better than one. It feels obvious, right? If one person earning $50,000 can support a household, then two people earning $50,000 each should be thriving. Same life, double the money, problem solved. Except that's not what happened. What actually happened was one of the biggest financial bait and switches in modern American life. And most people don't even realize it. There's a name for it, the two-income trap. That term was coined by Elizabeth Warren back in the early 2000s, before politics, before the Senate, when she was a Harvard bankruptcy professor. She and her daughter studied thousands of families who had filed for bankruptcy, expecting to find the usual suspects: irresponsibility, overspending, bad decisions. What they found shocked them. Families with two incomes were more likely to go bankrupt than families with one. Let that sink in. Two paychecks, two full-time jobs, twice the effort, and somehow more risk, not less. That's not a personal failure. That's a system-level problem. To understand how we got here, you have to rewind a bit. Go back to around 1970. At that time, less than half of women were in the workforce. The typical middle-class household had one primary earner and one parent at home managing the household. And here's the part that feels almost unbelievable today: that one income was usually enough. Not barely enough, actually enough. A median income family could afford a median-priced home while spending about a quarter of their income on housing. Public schools were reasonably funded regardless of zip code. Healthcare was affordable. One car was often sufficient. There was money left over, not luxury money, but margin. And most importantly, there was a backup plan. If the breadwinner lost their job or got sick, the stay-at-home parent could step into the workforce. That second income wasn't required. It was insurance. Now fast forward to today. Two-income households are the norm. In most married couples with kids, both parents work. That backup plan is no longer a backup. It's the default. And yes, households earn more now. Adjusted for inflation, incomes are higher than they were decades ago. But look at what happened to costs. Housing prices didn't just rise, they exploded. Healthcare costs went up several 100%. Childcare, which used to be unnecessary for many families, now rivals college tuition. Education costs soared. The basic cost of being middle class ballooned, and every dollar from that second income got absorbed just to keep up. The result? Two-income families didn't end up more secure. They ended up more exposed, because now both incomes are fully committed just to survive. There's no margin left, no reserve, no flexibility. And here's where people usually push back. They say that might be true for some people, but we're careful. We didn't let lifestyle inflation eat our second income. Maybe, but let's walk through what actually happens to that second paycheck. Say one partner earns $70,000 and the other earns $50,000. That $50,000 doesn't get treated like the first $50,000 in the household. It's taxed at higher marginal rates. After federal, state, and payroll taxes, that income might shrink to the low to mid $30,000 range. Now add childcare. One kid? That can easily be $15,000 a year. Two kids? Do the math. Now add commuting. A second commute often means a second car, more gas, maintenance, insurance, parking. That alone can wipe out several thousand more. And then there's the hidden cost no one budgets for: exhaustion. Two tired adults working full-time means more takeout, more convenience spending, more outsourcing of basic life tasks. You're not lazy, you're depleted. By the time all of that is accounted for, that $50,000 second income might be contributing almost nothing. In some cases, it's actually negative. Someone is working 40-plus hours a week for a few dollars a day in net benefit. And psychologically, this is where the trap really tightens. Because you see the big number. You make decisions based on gross income, not net reality. You buy the house that two incomes qualify for. You take on obligations that only work if nothing ever goes wrong. But life always goes wrong. And when one income disappears, even temporarily, the whole structure shakes. That's why dual-income households often collapse faster under stress. There's no slack in the system. The older single-income household had resilience. Today's doesn't. So what do you do with this? The answer isn't quit your job or earn more. The answer is to flip how you think about income entirely. Instead of building a life that requires two incomes, you build a foundation that survives on one. One income covers the essentials. The second income builds freedom, savings, investments, margin, options. It's not flashy. It means saying no to things you technically could afford. It means driving past houses the bank says you qualify for. It means building like a single-income household while earning like a dual-income one. But over time, something powerful happens. You stop feeling trapped. You regain flexibility. You build real security, not the illusion of it. The two-income trap isn't about money. It's about margin. It's about options. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now, the only question is whether you're going to keep running inside the trap or step out of it. If this helped you see your finances differently, hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.